Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I am a week behind on The Walking Dead review for Season 9, Episode 10. Wow, I'm really behind. But let's jump right into the video, shall we, guys? So, The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 10. Right after Season 9, Episode 9, I was excited to see Lydia's story progress. I was excited to see where all the characters went. And I really wanted to explore... I wanted to see them explore Lydia's backstory. And I was actually pleasantly surprised by this episode. It's not the greatest episode ever, but I'm probably one of the fewest people that actually enjoys Henry and Lydia's storyline. I think their storyline is cute. Henry, and he's falling in love with this woman, this young girl, who is completely different from him. They're from different worlds, yet they're living, they're here at the hilltop together, and they're falling in love. And I think it's really cute. I think it works better for younger audiences because, younger audiences, they go through love every day. They experience love, the usual. But I thought it was an interesting dynamic. Lydia is captured by Daryl. She's still being she's being interrogated, basically. And Daryl, he doesn't really trust this girl. Sorry, I keep saying woman. But he doesn't trust this girl, and he doesn't really know much about her. We don't know much about her backstory. So in this episode, she reveals her backstory to us, the audience, and it's interesting. You really care about this character, even though she's a little bit complex. Now, a lot of people, there is a controversial moment, controversial scenes in this episode evolving around Lydia's backstory. Now, a lot of people may be turned off by this backstory, the way it's handled. Me, personally, I thought it was interesting because you're here and you're watching this character. She's trying to tell us her backstory. And you're trying to connect all of the puzzle pieces. The puzzle pieces are here, they're there, they're everywhere. And her head is scrambled, and so are we. We don't really know who she is, and she doesn't even know who she is anymore because of all the lies. So at first, you think Alpha is the good guy. She has the tattoo of Lydia's name. She's singing Lydia a bedtime story, blah, blah, a lullaby, basically. And the husband is abusive. He cuts his beard off. But later on, she remembers that the husband, her father, is actually the good guy with the tattoo. And he never did shave his beard off. Alpha shaved her hair off instead of her, Lydia's father. And Alpha is the evil one instead of Lydia's father. And Alpha is insane. And I enjoyed what they were going for. I thought it was really cool. The only issues I have are that I think they were extended a little bit too long, and it could get a little bit confusing for a couple people near the end. And plus, the scenes in this moment are very dark, not like brutal. I'm talking about dark. They're dimly lit. I don't think a lot of people will be able to really make out what's going on. Woo! Woo! Oh, ow! Oh, I hurt my foot. Another thing that I was pleasantly surprised about was Daryl. This character hasn't been developed for years, but we finally get to look into his backstory. Daryl was abused like Lydia, so Daryl actually has some sort of connection to Lydia because he feels sorry for her because she's going through what he went through with his father, his family. And I actually really enjoyed the story between Lydia and Daryl. They are two characters hating each other, yet they have so many similarities in their past, and I thought it was interesting to watch as a viewer. I thought Lydia and Daryl, they could really become friends, or maybe even more. Maybe Daryl could become a father figure to Lydia. That would be really cool, very interesting. I enjoy, all of that going on. I really like Henry and Lydia going out and them knowing more about each other. Lydia eating that worm. It's a little bit corny, but it's a bit interesting because you really get to see this character. I'm really happy that they're not like brushing over these villains like before, like the wolves and stuff. We actually get to see how these villains are as people. and that's really what I enjoy. Now, Henry, I like Henry, but yet again, I hate Henry. Henry makes some stupid decisions. He lets Lydia out of the jail cell. He's telling her all about this stuff. Like, I get he's a kid, but come on, man. You need to be smarter than that. Now we're getting into the stuff that I don't like about this episode. The supply run with Tara is completely pointless. If they're going out there to find, I think, Alden and Luke, they don't find them. Then Luke's group, Magna, Kumiko, whatever her name is, and the two black people, they go out to find Luke, and they don't find Luke, so they come back, and all of that is just wasted potential. I thought it really brought down the episode. It didn't really need to be there. They could have cut it out, and because I know we get it. The Whisperers are scary. We get it. They're bad guys. We don't need a big scene of them hiding in the woods again. It just led nowhere, and it could have been cut. I wish they could have spent more time on Lydia and Daryl, and I wish they could have cut out Tara and Yumiko and Magna, their storylines. All of that could have been cut out for another day. But no, they chose to put it in there. But yeah, the story, Lydia's backstory could be a bit confusing to people. Kind of like math homework. Oh, I hate math. But I really enjoy the dynamics between Lydia, Henry, and Daryl, them trying to, work things out. And at the end, we get Alpha. She's coming here. She's brutal. She's at the gate with her group. And I just have to say that I am actually loving Alpha's character. This character was brutal before the apocalypse. And that's a nice change up, because I'm tired of the repetitive stale villains that were once good, then they change into bad guys. It goes on and on and on and on. But it's actually really surprising that we get this character who was already bad in the real world. And that's what makes her scary. She shows no remorse. She shows no fear, no sadness, no nothing. She just wants to survive and kill. And that's all she does. That makes for a creepy, threatening villain that, originally, if she was in season 1, I don't think I would have liked her as much. But this is season 9. I'll take anything that they throw at us at this point, because she is original. She's original. She wasn't good before the apocalypse. She beat Lydia. She killed her husband. She murdered her husband. And it was nice to see the storyline, fold at the end, the true story. But like I said, it could be a bit confusing for people. I think it went a little bit too long. And the storyline, it was a bit confusing here and there for people. I understood it clearly, but I think for a couple other people, it would be a bit difficult. Now, I don't like the Magna and, that storyline. I don't like the Tara storyline. All of that could have been cut out. We really should have focused on Daryl, Lydia, and Henry fully in this episode. I thought that was the best. And we also got to know more about Carol. For the first ever time in The Walking Dead, we get to know about Carol's backstory with her hair. Back in season 1 of The Walking Dead, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, the first half, Carol always had short hair. Why? We finally get a reason in this episode of why she had short hair, and I'm really happy that Angela Kane created this storyline for Carol. She cut her hair because Ed used to pull it and slam it into the wall. And it goes really nice with the whole Lydia storyline where she's being abused by Alpha. I thought that really went well. They really developed Carol and Daryl, these two original season 1 characters, developed amazingly, and they haven't been developed in years. I'm really happy that Angela Kane took the time to develop these two old season 1 characters that we've stuck with since the beginning. It was awesome. So, don't like the Magna stuff. I don't like the Tara stuff. The Lydia stuff the storyline got a little bit confusing, but I really enjoyed Lydia, Henry, and Daryl. Their moments together really made this episode shine. Alpha's introduction at the end was really cool. Very well done. Her voice, a little bit too corny, but I'm going to let it pass. She was still intimidating. I really enjoyed this character. Can't wait to review the next episode, episode 10, actually episode 11, my apologies, which will be coming out probably tomorrow, my review of episode 11. That episode came out this past Sunday, and I'm sorry, I apologize for my lack of content. Hope you enjoyed my video. Leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. I'm going to give this episode a A-. I thought it was a decent, great episode. Problems with it, but I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was enjoyable, an A-. I really enjoyed the Lydia character. She was the star of this episode. Daryl was really good too, and a lot of good backstories. Not perfect. There were some problems, but nothing horrendous. So I'm going to give this episode an A-. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, whatever the heck you want to do, and goodbye. Bye, everyone.